Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good night, God bless, God children, God whatever you lot are. Welcome to episode 25. The only reason we're struggling to work out is because the previous podcast we just recorded was the Friday episode, which has just been released now as we're talking. And so we've recorded this straight after, so we got a podcast for you next Friday. The podcast we're releasing for you guys will be on the Monday or Tuesday, depending on how I feel. And we're recording that Sunday evening. As Ryan is out and I'm out Saturday. No, he's out Saturday, and I'm out Sunday because I'm going to go see my brother at Wembley. So we're recording this on the Friday for you guys, so we've got a bit of content. So we're not talking anything that the latest news. This is nothing.
Oh, what did you think about the Cardiff game?
Great 4-0 win.
Great result.
Great 4-0 win. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, hold on. What a shit result. We should have done so much better. Well, at least it was a draw. I got all of them in there. I covered all boundaries. So we're just going to do a little fun podcast for you today. I don't think it's going to be a long. I say that. I don't think it's going to be a long one, but knowing us, we'll just carry on rambling.
Knowing you.
Yeah, that's a very, very, very good point. Why is my PlayStation making a lot of noise? Right, shush.
My point exactly.
Shush. Right, so welcome. So today in this episode, we're going to do a bit of a game. Not a bit of a... I wouldn't class it too much of a game. I would class this as a bit of fun. We want you guys to join along at home as well, and we want to get your input and your intake as well. So today we are going to be creating the most underrated 11 in Reading's history, not as in a whole team, but underrated players in per position that we as fans probably underrate. And we're going to create it and we're going to release it Sunday, because then I'll have enough time to make it. We'll release it Sunday, and we want you guys to interact with it and get talking, and we will go from there. So let's get started. I think we've already had a little.
We've got a couple of players in mind.
We're not going. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we're completely winging it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But before we started, we did say we went goalkeeper go, and we both agreed.
Answer Yakola.
Yeah, because he was brought in to do a job, and when he needed to step up, he did.
See, I'm going through the squads now while we're talking for the past.
The thing is, as well, with Reading, we've always rated our keepers.
And another a little challenge we've got going here as well is there's not a period of time that we're sort of picking. We're roughly saying the past 20 years, but the majority of them will be a lot closer to now because we've had a lot of players. We could have Jamie Ashdown, who's an underrated goalkeeper as well. I'm just going through him on my phone while we're talking. He was here for quite a few years. Jamie Young, he did a job when he was here. Then he went off. Then he went back to Australia.
Graham Stack.
Yeah, he's just popped up. Graham Stack is another one. Who else have we got? Adam Federici. No, that's underrated. That's overrated. Who else have we got here? Do you know the most disappointing thing about this app that I've got that I'm looking through this Reading team is Adam Federici's picture is him in a Bournemouth kit. I think it's Bournemouth. A Bournemouth kit. It's just wrong. So we're going to go with the first player. I'm going to have to write this down, aren't I? The first player we're going for in the most underrated team of... Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's my notes? Yeah, there you go. The most underrated team of all time. First player is going to be Anssi Yakola. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Let's go right back.
Yeah. Thinking off the top of my head, I think I'm going to jump straight in and suggest someone, Sean Cummings.
Come in your face. Do you know what? He was one of those... I'll give you... Shitty tits. I'll give you another name. Oh, shitty tits. I did it again. Oh, fuck me. I've dropped my throw 3 times in a row. If anyone's downstairs, they go, what is he doing? Anyway, what was I? Oh, yeah. Another name who I want to put out there, Andy Griffin.
See, I don't think he was underrated, though, because we knew how good he was.
He was underrated by me.
Yeah, but you underrate everyone.
No, I don't underrate everyone. I overrate them
No,
and they disappoint me.
You're either end of the spectrum.
Yeah, I am.
You either massively overrate or massively underrate.
It depends on who they are. Gaff McCleary's overrated by a mile. So I agree with you with Sean Cummings. He did it. Liam Rossinia, underrated by the time he was here. Because he
Greg Halford.
No, you can't underrate him. He's just shit in general. I think Liam Rossinia took over from Graham Murphy.
Yes.
If I'm right.
Yeah.
Who are we going for then?
I still want to stick with Cummings.
You want to stick with Sean Cummings?
Yeah.
All right, then we'll go with Sean Cummings. He'll come in your face. That is such one of the best chants Reading ever made up. Right, centre backs.
I've got one in my mind straight away. Didn't even need to think about this. Andre Bikey.
Oh, what a man he was!
And the thing
sending off against Burnley is pitch. Andre Bikey.
The thing is, the reason he was underrated is because he was in a time where we had Ingemarson and Sonko.
Mm.
And playing back up to them is like...
You're just never going to get him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like playing a backup to Van Dijk and Joe Gomez. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, I agree with that. Andre BK. Who else have we had? Let's think of some more ones. Kaspar Gorks.
Yeah. I think he's another one though. Like Griffin, people didn't know how good he actually was.
He was very mixed with me. I think he was a very good player, but he still had one of the. He always had a mistake in him. If I'm thinking of the right player. Who else? Who else would we say are underrated? Thiago Ilori. Was he underrated by us? He was a quality player, very, very good player. Did we appreciate him enough by his time here? I think underrated needs to have like a bit of a double-ended category. It's did we appreciate him enough while he was here, as well at the same time did we rate him enough while he was here as well at the same time? So I think it's one of these categories that we're just going to have to specify in what end we rate him as. Thiago Ilori is Sean Morrison.
I could go with Sean Morrison, to be honest.
Yeah, but I wouldn't underappreciate him because he wasn't good enough.
Well, he had an absolute blinder on Saturday.
Yeah, that's Saturday.
As in tomorrow.
Oh yeah. No, we're doing this last. This is the next Friday. This is not Monday. He did it. Oh, do you know what? He had an absolutely shocking game against us. Thankfully, scored 4 own goals. I wish that actually happens one day. That'd be quite funny. Who else could we choose? Sean Morrison, Andre BK, Kaspar Gorks. Any more names? Come on. Let's get Googling.
You could argue a case for like Alex Pearce. Tell you what, I'm tempted to even say it. Tyler Blackett. I know people don't rate him, but the fact he made over 120 games for Reading.
Zubar Kishmanishvili?
What? Yes, put him in.
What, just so I have to spell him?
Zurab Kishnavili. What a man.
He was a good defender, though. He was... Matt Mills... maybe not so Matt Mills. Yeah, that's all you need to say. Come on then. So Alex Pearce. Right, we've got 4. Let's whittle it down to 2. So we got Alex Pearce, Zubab Kishvanishvili. We got Kaspar Gorks, Andre BK. Who was the other one? Alex Pearce. Did I say him already?
Yeah, Tyler Blackett.
Tyler.
Said. My reasoning is he wasn't awful the whole time he was here.
He's a very good player that can't get into the Nottingham Forest team.
And the fact that he made over 120 game appearances for Reading. You don't do that if you're shit.
You do when you don't have any cover.
He played in 2 positions.
Okay, then. So we've got Tyler Blackett then. Right, we've got to whittle it down to 2. So,
right, Bikey's in.
Yeah, he's definitely going in. I don't care. Andre BK is a god.
So one position and our options are Blackett, Pearce, Gorks.
Yeah. Zubab Kishvanishvili.
And Kishnevili. I think for the fact that I missed him out completely was Kishnevili.
He got us to the playoff final as well against Swansea. Yeah. It has to be him, doesn't it? I think it has to be because we underestimate.
He's a very forgettable player as well.
Which is wrong. Which he is, but he's a bit of a Blackburn legend as well, isn't he? He played for them for years. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, no, he was there for 4 years, left to go to Newcastle, went back again to Blackburn, then went to us, then went back to Blackburn, then come back to us. Well, he come back to us for 2 spells, fair enough. Then he went to Turkey, then he went back to Georgia, and then he finished playing in 2007 in Azerbaijan, as you do. Or he is the under-16 Georgia manager.
You what?
He is the under-16 Georgian national team manager.
Oh.
That's quite cool, actually.
Very random job.
Well, it's his own country.
True.
Isn't that bloody random? Jesus. All right, then. So let's go left back. I've already said I want to pick. I'm going for my one.
Yeah, no, the thing is, left back is another one. I think over the last 10 years, we've not really had anyone that stands out.
I'll tell you what. You know that, right? So you guys watching at home have already seen it and have already voted for it and gone through it by the time you lot have seen this. But when I was doing right backs for the greatest vote of all time, that was the most difficult for the past 10 years. Left backs was okay. God, it
shouldn't be more opposite, to be honest.
Right backs was more difficult.
Yeah, because there's more to pick. But
no, there was less to pick. I had to wing half of it.
No, the thing is, I think with left backs, like in my eyes.
Yeah, but I needed 6 of them. I needed 6 to 8 of them. We only had about 5.
Oh, someone who I think was underrated as well. I've just seen his name and it's reminded me of him.
Is he in the category of left back, right back, centre mid, left mid, or right mid?
He's left back, Joseph Mill.
But yeah, but he wasn't unappreciated. He was just shit.
I didn't think he was shit.
I didn't think he was good. I didn't think he was great. I didn't think he was brilliant. I didn't think he was rubbish. But I don't think he was good either. When he Matt Mills' his brother?
Yeah.
Of course it was. Yeah. I still think I'm going for my one. Have I said my one yet? I haven't said my one yet, have I?
No, I don't think so.
So the player I am going for is, I'm not going to say it until I can areas. I'm going to say it. I'm going to name the clubs he's played for. He played for 2 years for Bury, and then he moved to Oldham, where he played for them for 2 years. He then moved to Sheffield United, where he played 2 years with them. He sort of went on a 6-month loan to Blackpool, looks like, or a month loan to Blackpool. And then he went back to Sheffield United, where he played 3 years for them. And then he moved to us, where he ended his career. with us from 2008 to 2011, and he finished it because he got an illness.
A clue, yeah, it got to the point where he physically didn't have the strength in his body to kick a ball anymore.
No, and I'm just checking to see if he's okay still. Just want to make sure he's all right. Yeah, he's fine. But yeah, so the defender we're going on about is Chris Armstrong. I really liked him. I think he's
47 games for us.
Yeah. I would say underrated. I would say underrated.
He had multiple sclerosis. That's why he was forced to retire.
Yeah, and I see here that some people called him a legend. I don't know about that. Get Reading in 2011 said Chris Armstrong is a true Reading FC legend. Okay. If you are. So we're going to go for a 4-4-2 on this one. So left mid.
Royston Drenthe.
Was he underrated or was he just a bit of a knob?
He was overhyped and a bit of a knob. What about
Ola John?
Took the words out of my mouth. Lucas Piazon.
Dickhead. Paedophile. Who else have we had? So, all right. So it's between Royston Drenthe and Ola John.
No, neither of them.
All right. Right, go on. You've got to get some names out then.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Who are some of the players that have come through? We should really have done research. We should have done the list before we did this. I've unpaused the recording. We're recording now, right? We have just found the left mid. Right mid we'll have a debate about, but I have just found the left mid we're having, right? So, so the reason why I'm laughing is because so I want you guys to work it out. Ryan knows who it is, but I want you guys to work out who it is before I put it in. So he played for Royal Antwerp. Then he moved to Anderlecht for 3 years. And then he moved to Wolverhampton Wanderers, where he played for 2. He moved to us for a year, a full season. Then moved to Fulham. Then he went on loan during that time to Al Ahly. And then in 2010, he signed for Penang Steelers. And in 2011, he signed for Ulsan Hyundai. And then 2012 and 2014, he played for Icheon United. He has 82 caps for South Korea. And not only that, he is the current manager. This is why he's going into the team. I don't care. Of Gyeonggan FC. His name is Mr. Sol Ki-hyun. Done. Left winger. Done. He's going in.
Are we doing right midfield or centre midfield now?
What would you like to do?
Go right, because I just saw...
Yeah, you've just told me saying that you want to... If you say Gaff McCleary, I swear to fucking God.
No.
Right, go on. Let's go right midfielder.
Someone just going in for underrated, in my opinion, then. For a winger. Because I said to you before... I think I see winger as either side.
Yeah.
Callum Harrier. I think he would have been an incredible player had he not got injured.
Yeah. Yeah. I sound like I'm doing really bad sex noises, and I do apologise for people listening. Yes and no. I get what you're saying. I completely see where you're coming from. The issue I have with him is He's not underrated because of his performances. He's underrated as in the injuries prevented him from getting where he is. And I think that's a different category as what it is on its own, where we're talking about players that are on the pitch that we don't really... I need to move.
Okay, right.
Go on.
One example then. I'm just going to
see me sit next to the person.
Yaku Mate. We've said it so much on this as well. Golden Boot winner 2 years in a row, and we still wouldn't put him in our starting lineup.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think you're right. I think it was between. I think we were having a discussion offline, and I think the other two were either going to be John Oster, or Ola John was going to be the other two. I think you've spot on there. I think you actually hit the nail head on the donkey.
Could even argue, probably not, but Joby McAnuff. Obviously, we rated him, but I still don't think we've done any justice as to how good of a player he actually was. And if he retires now, he scored 2 League Cup goals in his career. One on his first appearance in the League Cup, and one on his last, because they've been kicked out of the competition because they faked COVID.
Have they been kicked out?
Yeah, Tottenham got given a bye.
Oh, okay. See, Joby's not one of those I would class as underrated. I think he's one of... I can see where you're coming from.
He's a club legend, but I still don't think we've done justice to how good of a player he actually was. But I'm not going past it. It's got to be Mate.
I think it has to be. I have to say, this is some weird-ass team so far. So let's go through it so far. Let's have a little bit of a catch-up before we go on to the two.
Can we do sentiments before? Because I've got one in my mind that I want to say straight away.
Go on.
J-Tab.
100%.
Not even underrated by Reading. Underrated athlete.
Underrated person in general.
He's got the weirdest career.
Did he go into cricket?
Right, Did
he go into something else?
Let me tell you. J-Tab's career, played for Brentford, 128 games, went on loan to Crawley but didn't play, then to Coventry, then to Reading, where he played 89 times, never scored for Reading, went on loan to Ipswich, then played for then permanent deal to Ipswich. 89 games for Reading, never scored. First game for Ipswich, back at the Medeski, scored. Never made a senior international appearance. However, after his retirement from football, J-Tab joined rugby union side Old Wimbledonians in 2017. And then, to get even weirder, on the 13th of March 2020, J-Tab was interviewed during ITV's racing coverage of the Cheltenham Festival when leading up one of Philip Hobbs' horses, which he now works as a stable keeper.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. I agree with that one. He definitely is. I really like J-Tab.
Again, he's a very forgettable player just because of the quality we've had in midfield through the years.
Yeah, I agree. Completely and utterly agree. So yeah, we got one more centre mid left. We'll fill that out and then we'll finish off with the strikers. We might do a bench. I think it might be quite fun to add in some. I think it'd be quite fun to add in some weird players into that. And managers. We'll do an underrated manager as well.
Can I go for the other underrated midfielder?
You could go. I'm happy.
Marek Matiowski.
Oh, yes. 100%. What a player he was, though. Let's appreciate he was by far ahead of his time when he comes to Reading.
Yeah.
Now you've got to try and make me fucking spell it. But yeah, no, I completely and utterly agree with that.
Do you remember Khalifa Cisse?
Yep. That's a good shout. I agree with that. I completely and utterly agree with Matiowski. Maria Matiowski, Marek Matiowski. That's it. What is going on with my phone? Why is it? Yeah, Maria Matiowski. What a man that player was, though. What a player. So yeah. Right, sorry about that. My mother rung, so I had to pause the recording while I spoke to her. But I was just saying to Ryan, this has been so much fun so far. I love doing this sort of stuff with him because he has such a better knowledge of what I have. So it's quite good to have someone who has the in-depth. So let's go through the team before we get to the most important strikers of the team. We've got Ansi Ukola in goal, Sean Cummings in your face at right back, Ansi Andre BK. Oh, fucking that sending off at Burnley. Just I love it when he just ripped his shirt off. Zubar Kishvanishvili, centre back Chris Armstrong, beautiful player. Solky Yun, J-Tab, Marek Matiowski, Yaku Mite at right mid. Right, here we go. 2 strikers. Let's think about this. I know you. I think I just heard you say you got one.
Yeah, I've thought of a few already.
All right, let's go through the list and let's pick them.
Right, Simon Cox,
Oh.
Simon Church,
Oh.
Gregor's Reziak.
Oh yeah.
Oh, who else was there?
Forgot about him. Dennis Rackles.
Yeah.
We've had some weird strikers. Dave Kitson.
Not underrated.
No, but people don't like him.
Glenn Murray.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I could even argue a case for Matej Vidra.
What, for his time at Reading or him as a player?
Yeah, for his time at Reading.
I thought he was all right. I thought he was quite... Yeah, I get what you're saying.
People hated him at Reading because he didn't score goals, but he did everywhere else. And that was because the Reading system didn't suit him.
No, I think if I remember, wasn't he playing as a winger at some point?
No.
Did he not play on the wing at one point?
He was making the runs, but this was a time where we wouldn't go for that kind of pass. He wasn't a Reading style player when he was at Reading.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. So we both saying Matej Vidra.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be the first striker in.
Yeah. Bodvarsson.
I think you hit the nail on the head between Simon Cox and Simon Church.
Yeah.
I really do think you hit your head on there. Because Simon Cox
I just thought someone... Matthew Mansay.
Yeah, he was a big bloke.
Yeah.
Sean Gota.
Yeah.
When he was at Reading. Les Ferdinand. Didn't really do much, to be honest. So, right, so we're going to pick...
George Best.
He never... Did he play for Reading?
One game.
Oh, there you go.
Charity match against New Zealand, I think.
Oh, how'd you know that? All right, then. All right, so we're going to go down to 4. We've got to pick 1 from 4. So it's going to be between...
Simon Cox, Matthew Mansay, I would say.
And Sean Gota.
I don't think Gota.
I like Gota. I like the charm. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but that's why you're putting him in, because you like the charm.
A little bit.
There we go.
All right, so we're going to go for those 3. One of those 3, remember them as well, because we've got a substitute bench as well.
Bodvarsson. Glenn Murray. I think Glenn Murray should go in there. I've just seen another name as well that's made me want to add him into the list.
Go on.
Kwesi Appiah. Put us 1-0 up in that game against Derby, last game of the season, where they needed to beat us to get playoffs. We beat them 3-0. Jack Stacey started, got injured. Fosu came on to replace him. Adkins was manager at the time.
Mm. What's he done with his career since then?
Not a lot. Kwesi Appiah, since he was on loan with us, he went on loan to Viking, and now he's at AFC Wimbledon.
Oh, was he the Crystal Palace player?
Yeah.
Ah, I know who you're on about now. No, yeah, no. No. I don't think he was underrated. I just don't think he was good. All right, so we've got Matthew Mansett, Simon Church, Simon Cox,
Orlando Sa.
Orlando Sarr. Oh, I loved him. Oh,
He's another one you love to.
I can't even remember this. I think I wasn't really going to Reading games at that point. I think I had personal issues. That's why I wasn't at Reading games that much around that time.
He had my favourite ever Reading song, I reckon.
Go on.
No.
Why?
Because people will know it. And if they don't, they're going to have to go and find it.
I'm going to have to fucking Google this shit. Right, okay, so Orlando Sarr's going in.
If anyone wants to know, it was in the tune to Gold.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. Right, so now we're going to go to substitutes. We're going to have 7 subs. I think you can have 7 in real life, can't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 7 subs. So let's go for another underrated goal kick. Jamie Ashdown.
There we go.
Underrated. Let's go for another underrated centre back. What was the list of players we were going to talk? Alex Pearce.
Yeah.
Who is the others we're going to go for? Matt Mills.
Yeah, there's still more. I thought Sam Sodji.
Oh, he was a good player. He was a very good player. I liked him.
Dodgy bastard, though.
Who was the
Bongani.
I've just think of one. I just thought of one, but I can't remember what position he played.
Who?
Sammy Igo. Sammy Igo. He was. I remember. Right, so I'm going to tell a little story. Story time with Mark Robson. Watch out. I went to a open training session when I was a kid. Kiddish? I think it was a kiddish. It was around about.
His name?
Sammy. Is it Igo? Igo? Put Sammy Igo, Reading FC, whatever you, and it will come up with it. And we went to an open training session at Medaisy Stadium where you could go in, it was free of charge, and you would go and see the players, and they would come and take pictures. When I went there when I was younger, we were sat behind the tunnel where players used to, as players, walk in and out. And the announcer was naming the players one by one. Jamie Curran, I think, was there at the time. Nicky Foster was there at the time. And then he said Sammy Igo. And Sammy Igo was very well known for being a practical joker. So when he walked out of the training ground, he wore shorts that were about 4 times the size of him. I mean, they were huge. So he would walk out on the pitch, holding them up like this, and let go, and they would just fall down, and his pants were just out on show. And then he used to bend down, and his ass come out. And he did that, and and that was one of the things that really, and I can remember that because my mum, everyone was laughing, and all the players were laughing around, and all this and all of that. But he was such I loved him.
Yeah, put him in.
Huh?
Put him in.
What position did he play?
Midfielder.
All right. How'd you spell it, Sammy?
Igoe.
It has to be Sammy Igo. What a player he was. I loved him. Right, let's go back to centre back. So are we both saying Alex Pearce? Oh, Sam Sodji. That's another good name, actually.
I think given his history, we can't really go with him. Match
Yeah.
fixing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Alex Pearce is them.
But there's still more.
This is your worst nightmare because you see so many, and you go. All right, go on. Name a few more then.
Let me go a bit further down on this list because there was names that I saw.
What website are you on?
Mark Bowen.
What?
Mark Bowen.
Your Mark Bowen's website?
No. It's the defender.
Oh,
Mark.
No.
Right. I'm almost at defenders. Chris Macon. John Halls.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Dan Harding. Darren O'Day.
A.D. Williams?
Bongani Kumalu.
I want to put him in just for his name. I just want to put him in.
Wayne Bridge. Matthew Upson.
Oh,
Nathan
Matthew Upson. No, we stopped. Done. Matthew Upson has to go in. Has to go in. I absolutely loved Matthew Upson when he was here. Has to go in.
No, I've got a better one.
Go on.
Danzel Ravenbirch.
Matthew Upson it is.
Reece Oxford.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you said a name there that I think would be perfect as in a wing-back substitute. Mr. Bridge.
Yeah.
I think he has to go in.
But if we're going for Bridge, why don't we go for Ryan Bertrand?
But the issue with that is he was a loan. He wasn't a player that was permanent.
Bridge was only here for 6 months.
Fuck off.
He weren't here for long.
He was here longer than that. He was here for at least 2. I swear.
2013-14 season.
Was that it?
He made 12 games. So to argue that...
Bullshit. I really don't believe he was only
To argue that...
He was only here for a year, I'll give you that.
Ryan Bertrand played more games for Reading.
Bertrand it is him. Ryan Bertrand it is, and you win. Bastard. Bertrand it is. Right, now we've got Sammy Igo. I'm so happy I got Sammy Igo in the team. That just shrung on me. Right, we've got one more centre mid, then we've got a winger, and then we've got one more striker. And then we're going to go with manager. This could be difficult. Difficult.
Centre mid. Hope Akpan.
You said about him earlier.
Yeah, I think he was just... His job, right, so I was listening to Peter Crouch's autobiography on Audible.
There are other devices that you may listen to other ones as well available. Carry on.
Or just read the book. But I listen to it when I'm driving my van to work. But the example he used was who did Tottenham have in centre midfield with Luka Modric?
Raphael van der Vaart.
No, he went
Nico
to
Cruncher.
Stoke. No, he went to Stoke. What's his name?
Nzonzi?
No. Jesus. What's his name?
I don't think he played. Just say Jesus might not have played. Might be a bit risky there. Someone who's played for Tottenham and Stoke.
I think it was Stoke.
People are going to probably be showing us.
Palacios.
The 2-footed challenge master. Yeah.
Brilliant when he was at Tottenham because he'd done exactly what he was told, and his job was win the ball back, give it to Modric.
Yeah.
And I think Akpan had the same kind of principle, where he had to win the ball back and then give it to the other centre mid. So he'd win it back, give it to Norwood, and then Norwood would play a 35-yard ball, normally sideways, and everyone would talk about the pass rather than Akpan absolutely busting a nut to get the ball back.
I've just seen. Right, so we're recording this. So just bearing in mind, we're just recording this on the Friday of when you've just listened to the last or the one before. Jordan of Beat is linked to a move to Derby County, Watford, and who was the other one I saw earlier? Leeds. Is it Leeds? Can't remember. Are also interested in his signature as well. And Lyon are trying to bring back Samuel Ntiti back to the club. The French club leaders have initiated contact with Barcelona. That's pretty cool. Anyway, carry on. Let's go back. Hope Akpan. He's in the team. I just wanted you to explain it. All right, wingers. We've got Orlando Sarr, Royston Drenthe, we spoke about before.
Not a winger.
John Oster.
Sarr's not a winger.
Who?
Orlando Sarr.
Orlando John. Ola John. Fuck me. The ass. Ola John. John, I think you said one earlier that I think was very right. John Oster.
Yeah.
I think he's the one who's going to take this.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Right. Last one. Striker.
Who did we have in the team?
In the team, we have Mate Vidra and Orlando
Gregor.
Sarr.
Orlando Sarr. Gregor's Raziak.
Why do you always pick a player? What? Really?
Or Dennis Rackles.
Not Simon Church? Simon Cox?
Tell you what, for the number of games they played for the club and the fact they're still underappreciated, I'll go with one of them.
What? Simon Cox or Simon Church? What? Simon Cox or Simon Church?
I'm having a look. I'm having a look. Who played? I'm going to say the fact that we brought him back to the club, I'm going to go with Simon Cox.
He's from Tarlest. Pretty cool, actually. He's at Western Sydney Wanderers at the moment. He played 50 times between the 2014 and 2016 season, and he played twice between 2005 and 2008 season. And then he went out on loan a lot, moved permanently to Swindon, unlucky for him. Then West Brom, Nottingham Forest, back at Reading, then on loan to Bristol City.
Actually, I'm saying that he only played 52 games for us over his whole spell. But then you look at Simon Church.
That's what I'm doing now.
He played a lot more.
He's in real estate now. So he played 104 games between the 2007 and 13 season, moved out on loan quite a lot, and then finished his career, it looks like. He spent 10 years at Reading after signing for the academy. In 6 years of professional, he scored 22 goals in 104 league appearances before moving to Charlton. And he's been capped 38 times by the Welsh national team, Simon Church.
Despite being born in England.
Yeah, wrong 'un. So Simon Church is then as the underrated. So that fills out the team. Now we got to go for manager. Oh, this could get debated.
No, I'm going to go controversial straight away. Alan Pardew. Reason being, he started the foundations of Coppell's record-breaking side. Also, you see, like with A.D. Williams' podcast, you see, John Medeski said he was fantastic, and he doesn't hold any grudges of like what happened between them. Whereas he said the one with Mark McGee leaving, he thinks he's a prick, basically.
I've met Mark McGee.
Is he a prick?
No, he's really nice.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's a really nice person. So let's talk about it then, shall we? Alan Pardew's team, he had Phil Whitehead in goal. He had Linvoy Primus, I remember him. Graham Murty, John Mackey, Adi Williams, Chris Smith, Neville Stamp, midfield, Phil Parkinson, Darren Caskey, Sammy Igo, Steve Osborne, up front, Jim McIntyre, Nicky Foster, Keith Scott, Martin Williams, Martin Butler, Nathan Tyson, I remember him, Darius Henderson.
He's had a bloody weird career, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Nathan?
he has. Do you know what the real weird one that is? Is Nick Hammond. I think that's I'm going to click on it just to make sure. Is he a coach?
You won't believe this.
Nick Hammond, who was our director of football that signed everyone, got released under Pardew, and he was a goalkeeper. Mark Bowen was under Alan Pardew.
Nathan Tyson is still playing.
Graham Potter, who's the manager of Brighton, was released by Alan Pardew at Reading. That's fucking brilliant.
Nathan Tyson is still playing.
Ow!
He plays for Chesterfield in the conference.
He has the longer. I'm on it now. He has so he went from Reading on loan to Maidenhead, Swansea, Cheltenham, Wickham, moved to Wickham for 2 years, on loan to Nottingham Forest, moved to Nottingham Forest, went to Derby, bit of balls there, went on loan to Millwall, moved to Blackpool, Fleetwood, Notts County.
On loan.
Yeah. Moved permanently to Doncaster, moved permanently to Kilmarnock, moved permanently to Wickham again, moved permanently to Notts County, and now he's on loan from Chesterfield.
No, he went on loan to Chesterfield, and now he's joined them permanently.
How old is he now? He's 38.
Yeah.
I think we have to put him in. I can't. No, I can't put him in now. Damn it.
You think that's weird? Look at Jamie Curriton.
Oh, that man's still going. Fair play to him. That man's still going. But Graham Potter was on loan from to us, who is now the head coach of Brighton, and we brought in. Is that players we brought in? Might have left. From to Wigan, Mark Bowen as well at the same time. This is amazing. All right, so you want to go with Alan Pardew?
Yeah.
I don't want to put the Judas in my team. I fucking hate the Judas. I really hate him. If he ever comes on the pod, I'd be very happy to have him on because I want to tell him how angry I was for him leaving. All right, so here we go then. I will cave and.
And you know what? After this goes up, we're going to put a poll on Twitter and vote yes or no. Would you take Pardew back at Reading?
No. God, no. Hell no.
Vote on the poll.
There shouldn't even be a poll. There shouldn't even be a question.
I think you'll be surprised.
Hell fucking no. You should never bring someone back twice. Not after they Judas the first time. Should never bring him back twice. Look what happened to McDermott. His reputation at Reading went downhill by far the second spell he had at Reading. In my opinion, anyway. Right. So
Reading managers before Couple: Pardew, Burns, Bullivant, Jimmy Quinn, and Mick Gooden. He could go on the list, Mick Gooden.
His commentary helps him to go on the list. I don't know. Mick Gooden? Did he do? All right,
no,
so Mick Gooden.
We're not doing Mick Gooden. Stick with what we got.
Did he not do very well as a manager then?
No, he was caretaker.
Oh, I think it gives a crap then. So let's go through the final of this team. The underrated team. We think we've gone way over where we thought, but anyway, for the past however many years, is Anthony Yakola in goal, Sean Cummings in your face, right back to the two centre backs, Andre BK and Zubair Kishvanishvili. Then left back we got Chris Armstrong. Left mid, who is the manager in South Korea, I think, or China, Sol Ki-yon. Two centre mids, J-Tap and Matik Matijovski. Right mid, we got Yaku and Mate. Two strikers, we've got Maciek Vidra and Lando Sar. On the subs bench, we have Jamie Ashdown, Matthew Upson, Ryan Bertrand, Sammy Igo, Hope Akpan, John Oster, Simon Church, and the manager for this team would be Alan Pardew. What I want you guys to do for this is I want you to tell me all of these players were in their prime and playing for Reading at exactly the same time around there. Where do you think this team would finish? Do you think it'd be promotion team? Do you think it's a Premier League team? Is it a Championship team? Is it a League One team? Tell me what division and how well they would do in that division. What I would do is on the Sunday when this podcast is released, I will do a picture.
Friday.
Well, this is released on a Friday, but I'm going to do the thing on the Sunday. On the Sunday after this podcast is released on the Friday, I'm going to do a picture and I'm going to do a poll in the comments. In the comment section down below of the picture of the team, I'm going to put Premier League, Championship, League One, and League Two. I want you guys to vote where you think the division of these players in their prime, where they would be. So please go down in the comments to do that. Thank you ever so much for listening and doing it again. Just a quick update. As you know, we've recorded this way before. We will be live tomorrow for you guys after the Watford game. If you're listening to this on the Friday, if you're not, on the Saturday, we are live after the Watford game, live on Instagram, where we can catch up on majority of things of what's gone on during the week. And we will be talking to you guys a bit more about the game that we haven't done before. If you haven't checked out the podcast before this, on the Monday or the Tuesday, we will be talking about the Cardiff game in more detail, and we will be doing our score prediction and team selection in that podcast as well on the Monday. So it might be a little bit longer than normal podcast for you guys on the Monday or the Tuesday, but we want to make sure that we can cover all boundaries for when we release it for you guys for the weekend. We might get some names missed out because Raquel might have signed, Semedo might have been in, we haven't got Scooby-Doo where we're recording this, so we're just doing it for you guys, and we want to make sure that we bring you different content than what we brought you before. So this one's a little bit different, but we're going to be doing a lot more of this as well in the future. I want to do a team as well in the near future of doing the most overrated players.
Gunter McCleary, that's your...
Adam Federici.
All right, let's not get into it.
He's definitely, them three are definitely going in. So we're going to do that now. You guys have a lovely, lovely weekend as well, listening to this. I hope you have a lovely week before as well. I hope Reading have tweeted stuff to help you guys get through what you need to get through. But yeah, we will see you. The next podcast will be on the Tuesday, where we will get back to regular scheduled podcasting. Where we will be back. We will be recording, hopefully. Hopefully Courtney will be back where we can get his intake on everything that's happened over the past couple of weeks, because he hasn't been on for a while, so it'd be nice to get him to see what he thinks, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I am off now because I need a dump. Not gonna lie.
Bye.
Oh God, can you give me? I need to build up to it because it takes so much breath out. Hold on. Fine. Bye. Ryan, say bye. Bye. Bye.